Hi guys!
Hey y'all!
Welcome back to Y'all Hearing This. My name is Kay. Thank you so much for coming and checking us out.
Yes, and my name is Honeybee, or you can call me B, and whichever you choose is alright with who?
Us!
Her.
That's right. So, every Wednesday we do a little bit of a deeper dive into a group, an artist or a group. We watch a couple MVs, we watch a good dance practice alive, we watch a guide, and then we do a podcast where we talk all about it. So, thank you for joining us for that part.
Yes.
Recently we started re-looking at some groups that we have previously done before, just because there's so much content out there. And we just do that tiny little toe dip, really, into them for that first week. So this week we're doing Stray Kids. So
Yes! Come on, Stray Kids!
yeah, so I was excited to show you some older stuff, some newer stuff. And I really like the guide that we watched. What has your takeaway been from Stray Kids Part 2 week?
So it was a nice refresher. I think what was really cool is, again, touching base on the fact that they've released so much new music. And it's always interesting for me when it comes to just to that aspect, because I am a firm believer. For me personally, I do feel like I would love, like, the way we grew up and the way that music was promoted, it's definitely changed, right?
For sure.
So, like, I feel like to some it could be overwhelming releasing that much music in such a short amount of time. But when it's good music,
When it's really good music, yeah.
You really want to keep getting it. So for me, I think, like, seeing that was the first thing. Seeing, like, how it, and shout out to whoever made that guide, because that was everything.
It was really great.
That was really good. But I felt like seeing that, I was just like, oh my God, like, they release so much new music all the time.
Yeah.
And again, for me, I like hearing an album and just sitting with it for like a long period of time and just really getting into it. And sometimes it could become overwhelming for me, because then I'm just like, oh my God, I'm trying to finish learning the lyrics from this one, and now there's a new one out. So it's like trying to keep up with that can become overwhelming. But it was just also shows to, one, the generation that we're in, but two, I thought it was really interesting the fact that even with all that music, people get it like that. And I feel like that is a testament to you as an artist.
Yes.
And so the fact that they are able to do that and to release all this great music, that was the first thing that stood out to me. The second was all the awards they won.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Yes. Several pages worth. Plus, they didn't even have ones from this year yet. So.
Yeah. And because I was going to say, because at that point, it showed that they were just nominated for the VMA.
And that was last year's.
Yeah.
That wasn't this year. So this year they were nominated and they won Best K-pop Group for the VMAs. Yeah.
So that was super dope. I'm trying to think. I loved learning more about the vocal Racha, the dance Racha, and Three Racha. I love the fact that Three Racha specifically is like was the top
4th gen
copyrighted 4th gen idols. Like that.
It's Bangtan, Changbin, then Han.
That's dope. I think that's super duper dope. I think that's incredible. And I think that's why they're so good.
What I love too, and they touched on it a little bit, is so it's not only just like their albums that they put out that's new. They're constantly putting out stuff. So they do have this thing called Skiz Record, where the members do solo projects. Sometimes it's a cover, but most of the times they're originals. And so they released an album last December, I think it was, end of last year, beginning of this year anyway, called Replay, which was amazing because it got a bunch of those all together onto one album. Actually, it was like a double album even, because there's so much of it. And they release stuff so often. I mean, Lino and Han just did one, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and then they've got Rockstar coming out the 10th, and so it's crazy. But I try and keep up and do reactions like as things come out, but sometimes there's weeks where there's like 3 or 4 videos that I'm like, and now the 5 Rockstar's coming out, they do all like these unveil tracks and like teaser videos and this and that and whatever.
It's like building up the anticipation.
Yeah, exactly. So it's insane how much stuff they put out. And that's not even to talk about like their like variety show type stuff that they do too, you know, and they do Racha logs where they have like different members do things together and stuff like that. So there's so much Stray Kids stuff out there. It's crazy, but awesome. You know, I mean, I love it, but yeah, it can be overwhelming. I can totally understand. Yeah,
I do. There was, I think I might have mentioned this, and maybe I didn't. I did not realize. Actually, no. I know that we've talked about this, but I keep forgetting the fact that they were created on a show.
Well,
at least that's.
So-ish. So, and that's the survival show that I watched. I think I was
Stray
talking
Kids.
about. Yeah.
They said it was called Stray Kids.
Yeah, it's Stray Kids survival show. Yeah. So what it is Bangtan put all the members together. So they were practicing together. They were a group, like pre that. And then during the survival show, JYP came on and he actually let go Lino and Felix, but then at the end they ended up all back together, etc.
Which I could not picture this group without Felix whatsoever.
Or Lino. Like, I know you don't know Lino as much because I understand you love Felix and you know, but Lino, he has an amazing voice. He is like their dance leader. And I love his personality so much. He's the one, he and Han. Okay, so they just released a song called Want So Bad. And I swear to you, I'm a Ming Sung shipper, which is like their relationship name, because they're that's the one that things Lino loves and Han popped up at the end. And then things Han loves and Lino popped up at the end. I'm sorry. It was low key them going, we're kind of in a relationship, guys. This is the video. This is the song that talks about it. So, you know, you're cool about it, right? The song is called Want So Bad. It's just all about, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm a shipper. I love it. I can't help it.
Oh, wait, and who was that between again?
Han and Lino.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so dope.
They're so cute together.
There's
so many videos that it's kind of like Usan from ATEEZ.
Yes. Okay.
It's like that.
See, I also love, like, because I live for Felix, because his voice is just so different and unique.
Yes.
And y'all know I live for a deep voice, but I think his is just so unique because it just sets him apart.
Yes.
Because I do feel like there tends to be, specifically with guy groups, it doesn't matter if it's K-pop, it doesn't matter if it's Western music, whatever. I always feel like when it comes to guy groups, there's always this trend where they are supposed to sound, you know, as a unified, you know, one voice, one sound, one band type of thing. But at the same time, when it comes to individuality, sometimes you get these groups where all their voices, even their tones, are just so the same.
Yeah, so
that it's like you could tell that they're different if you're like hardcore into them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it's just like a first time listening, it's like, oh, is that a different singer? Or is that, you know what I mean? And I feel like voices like Felix are needed to really create a lot of diversity. And I just absolutely love Felix. And I love the fact that he's a cuddler, because that was adorable.
He's so cute.
Like, I love finding that little stuff out about all of them.
His Skizu character is a chick.
Yeah.
Because that's like, he's very, and his nickname is like Sunshine. And stuff. Like, he's very, very like,
it's like, that's his, like how Beyonce has Sasha Fierce. Like, Felix on stage is a totally different person, but then off stage, it's like, he's so soft and cuddly and like, just like, I love that. I love the affection. But I think, like, all in all, though, that 3 Racha, the way that they produce music and all that. And I will say, I believe it was the first member of
Chan, the one with Chan's room.
Yes, that needs to come back. Listen, JYP.
Yep.
Listen, that is so dope, and the virtual hugs and all that. Like, I understand if you're trying to keep the mystery maybe away from, because I don't know if he was showing music or something.
So sometimes he would do like samples of tracks or something, but like very little. But sometimes he would listen to other things by other people and stuff. Like, he's listened to ATEEZ before and stuff like that. But what I think it really was, and I think it meant so much to so many people. Now, I absolutely I'm sure it's tough every Sunday to go live. I mean, heck, it happened with us on Twitch. You know, I was doing lives every Saturdays and it just got to be way too much, you know? So I totally get it. And but it was such a comfort thing for so many people, you know, even when, cause he spoke some in Korean, some in English. So you could kind of, even if you didn't speak Korean, you could still kind of follow along, you know, because he's Australian. So he speaks both. So, yeah, and he really talked a lot about a lot of stuff. So mental health for sure, as we saw in that clip. He even was talking about like women's periods at one point, and like, you know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm saying. Like I guess I can't. Well, I can understand with their schedule.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yes,
like if that's the reason why they maybe would be like shut it down, or maybe switch it from, because he was doing it weekly, so maybe switching it to like a once a month thing once every other. You know what I mean? He
does every once in a while now come on and do a movie with everybody.
Yeah.
So he's done like Deadpool because they did that Deadpool.
Yeah.
Performance and stuff. I think he just did a Studio Ghibli. Did he? Oh, yeah, he did My Neighbor Totoro. I think.
Okay.
So he does every once in a while still get to go live, but it's not like that weekly thing.
Yeah.
But no one like announced like this is being stopped because of JYP, but it's kind of been implied a couple times.
Yes.
We'll put it that way.
Yes.
We'll put it that way.
Well, whatever the reason
is,
that was the last thing that stuck out for me in that guide, was just like, I just love stuff like that. And I do feel like the pandemic really brought on the fact and the wherewithal to know that that's needed more than people really thought, was just that relatability.
Yes.
And I think that's what the pandemic for me really taught me, is that there's a lot of people who just want to feel like they're heard, that they're seen, that their feelings matter. And I feel like having something like that not only is helping mental health wise, but it's also like furthering your fan base, because now people are going to invest in him. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, what does he do? Oh, wow, look at this. Like, he's in a group that's really fucking amazing. So you know, I hope that is something that they decide to, you know, potentially bring back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that the guide was super duper dope.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool to kind of get that refresher and update. And I'm excited to see what they do next.
Yeah.
What about you?
To go back to the point about Felix with the deep voice and like the variety, that's one of the things I love the most about them, is that they do have those different voices in the group. Because even Changbin too, with his rap and things, it's much more like, you know, like people describe it as like angry rap, even though he's like the cutest being possible, you know.
Right.
Eggio, and you know, he loves that stuff. He does the best girl group choreography like covers ever. They're so good. He's the one who did oh my god, the OMG, the New Jeans song.
Yes.
So he started this joke where Oma in Korean is mom, and so what was the joke? Something like, what would it? I can't remember what it was, but when he'd be oh my god, you know. So he started this whole thing, and then he'd do the whole anyway. But I really love. They all have different voices, and they all can rap and sing and do a little bit of everything, which is just really cool. But I do love that variety in a group, you know, and having people with a deeper tone, people who can do a nice falsetto, people who can, you know, you got Vocal Racha who got like the voices covered, but yet these other people can add all these different like colors to it, you know? And it really does make for such cool songs, you know, and they're able to do so many different things, you know. And I do love that they're all very creative and they all get involved in the process and they all do solo songs. And yeah, they might, you know, work with Bangchan or Han or Changbin or something to kind of come up with something, but they all have like their input into things, you know, which is really cool. And I love that they release them too. Yeah, you know.
I also think it's really interesting that they even do that. Just because I know we've talked about this before, but just in the K-pop world, I mean, and even in anything outside of K-pop, but just in general, especially if you're a newer group, they showed in this guide that they've been producing their music from day one.
Oh yeah.
And that is completely unheard of.
Yeah.
Like, especially when a record label's like investing and you're literally like, you're looked at as an investment.
Yeah.
Like, we need to recoup our money from this type of situation. So the fact that they gave them that freedom, that is literally unheard of in all realms of music.
And even the fact that Bangtan put the group together.
Yeah. I mean, that in itself, it's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What in the world? And he's super young. He was born in 97.
Yeah. No, when they debuted, he was what, 2019?
So 2019?
No, it was 2018. So he was 19, 20.
Yeah, he was like 19 or 20. Yeah.
And he had been, and obviously he had put the group together before that,
right.
So yeah,
that's something else. Okay.
And he's such a good leader too.
Yes.
Like, he's such a great, he really does take care of them. And it's so funny. He's definitely also an exasperated dad that gets picked on all the time.
Yeah.
There's lots and lots of videos of that as well. But yeah, he's a good one. He's just one of those really great guys. You know what I mean? That you can just tell, you know?
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Okay. All right. I'm ready. Maybe.
So, if one of the members decided to go solo.
Yes. Oh, God.
And the other group members had to vote who would go solo. Who do you think they would choose and why?
I don't know that any of them would vote for someone to go solo.
But let's just hypothetically say that they had to. Let's just say JYP was like, listen, we need to, fulfill this quota for the end of the year, and we need one of you guys to go solo. And
well, the thing is, they kind of already all do.
Right.
But I'd have to say probably Han, because he is kind of that, like, they all can sing and rap and stuff like that. But Han is kind of like on a different level. He has such an amazing voice, and yet he's a great rapper, and he's able to write and produce and kind of all that sort of stuff. Amazing dancer as well. So yeah, I guess I would say Han, I think. But I like all their solo stuff. I'm not, Seungmin tends to do kind of ballads and stuff like that, which just isn't kind of my thing. But I love his voice, so I still like the songs, but it's not necessarily my taste. But Han solo stuff is I love all of it. I don't think there is a song that I've been like, meh, So
because you know how they say like in all groups, like, there's the quote unquote Beyonce of the group, which I hate because it's like Kelly Rowland and all the other members of Destiny's Child, Michelle Williams, Tanya Luckett, Latoya. No. Is it Latavia? No, Latoya Luckett. I always forget Latavia's last name. Okay. Robinson. There it is. But they're all incredible. Yeah. But it's like, who do you feel like is the standout in Stray Kids? And this is hypothetical, and it doesn't mean that you're,
So it's the person who I think most people notice at first is Felix because of his voice. But, and I like his solo stuff, don't get me wrong at all, but I just feel, for me personally, Han is more an all-rounder. You know what I mean? I love Felix's voice, and he's done some amazing stuff. Actually, they talked about it a little bit in the guide. One of the songs from the Replay album that he put out called Deep End, it's very much talking about mental health and stuff like that. And it's definitely a sadder song and slower and stuff like that. And it uses his low tones, but then he gets up into falsetto and stuff too. So it's a beautiful song, and I love it. But for me personally, I prefer Han's kind of solo stuff. That's all.
I feel that.
But I think for just pure people going, who the heck is that? Felix. For sure. Yeah. Any reaction. I mean, literally the first time I showed you, I was waiting for your Felix face.
I was all like...
We watched God's Menu, and I specifically said, I've been waiting for you to make that face.
Because I was like...
Yeah.
Felix, if you were just 12 years older, 10 years older.
What I think is special about Stray Kids is that they are all amazing together, but yet they do all have that chance to do their own thing. So a lot of them are doing like brand ambassadors. So he's doing Louis Vuitton right now. And so there's a bunch of stuff. There's like a ton of his videos and things like that, of him doing that. and also doing music and doing, you know what I mean? So they are all taking the opportunity to do kind of their own thing as well as stuff with the group, which I think is awesome. I think that's what really makes them special is that they're all encouraged even to do that. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's coming from the record company, if it's coming more from like Bangtan and Han and Changbei kind of thing. But I think because they are so self-produced, it's kind of become their thing where they do all really explore all different things that they want to do, which I think is really cool.
You know, so you know how obviously how big K-pop is now.
Yes.
You know, especially within the States. Why do you think like groups like, let's say, Stray Kids, why do you feel like they haven't necessarily had? Because I feel like they're big enough. Because you know how, okay, so you know how when most K-pop groups come to the US, they go to like the same 4 cities every time, 4 or 5 cities. Why do you think it is that they do not take these groups like Stray Kids, who can definitely bring the people in, and have them do like a nationwide tour where it's like they go and do like 50, 60 dates across this whole country? Because it's not that they can't fill it out. I'm sure that they could. You know what I mean? But what do you think it is that
probably more of we're doing this huge world tour, so the US, like, it's part of it, but it's not like the main part of it. Do you know what I mean? I truly don't know what kind of like the money stuff is. Do you know what I mean? Whether like because they obviously do like Japan and Koreans, that sort of thing. Kind of first, obviously, you know, which I totally get. And then, you know, they definitely are going to more places around the world, Europe and now South America and different things like that, which I know a lot of times wasn't happening before. I would love to be able to go to Foxborough and see them instead of having to drive into New York. Please, I would love that.
Yes.
But I think it's more of a time constraint issue than it is a not. I'm sure they'd be able to sell that. You know what I mean? For sure.
I just feel like it's just all. I never understood that, but that, I mean, that makes sense. Because if you think about it in reverse, I mean, like, let's say somebody from Madonna is on tour right now.
She's going to do 50 tours in the US and then do 10 around the world.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the opposite. You know what I mean?
And like I get that.
So I think it's purely just they're already doing so many different but I mean some groups are doing different ones too. But yeah, I mean, literally, I would love to not have to drive to New York City every time to go see a K-pop show. I would love it. Please. Absolutely. Yeah, there's no way they wouldn't sell out the Gillette Stadium, you know, near us. But like I said, I don't know enough about like what sort of money they get from the US sales versus like Asia sales versus like this sales versus Europe versus, you know what I mean? So I'm sure wherever they're making the most money is where they're touring the most. And besides the fact, of course, they're going to tour like Korea and Japan and, you know, kind of their home base first more. Absolutely. You know.
Ow, I have a Okay.
I'm excited.
This is gonna be a good little say what?
Okay.
Because we're gonna need a little time for this one. This will be a nice little say what section. This is where we like to either end on a high note or something funny, whether it's about the same subject. But we're gonna keep it the same subject because this is a Stray Kids episode. Okay.
Excellent. I love it.
This is Stray Kids celebration.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna have Kay take your pen and write down the top 3.
Oh God.
Your top 3 from Stray Kids.
Oh, like songs?
Members.
Members?
Yes.
Oh God. Okay. Oh no. Well, number 1 is Han.
Yep.
He's always been my bias, like my top bias, because it's so tough to have just one from Stray Kids.
Yeah.
But He just really, like I was saying, I love his voice when he sings. I love his voice when he raps. I love his songs that he writes so much. I love his energy, his just attitude. They were talking a little bit about in the guide. He's definitely like the mood maker. You know, he's had his struggles with mental health, anxiety, and kind of shyness and things like that. But I think he's done like just wonderful things. And he's ridiculously beautiful. You know, that too. And lately, they're all hitting the gym so hard and I hate it. And all at the same time. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Oh, all right. I think I'm going to have to do Lino next. Okay. Mostly because he is hysterical. So he is very tsundere, which means like he's very like kind of gruff on the exterior, but then does like the sweetest things for everybody.
Oh,
like
see.
He's very. There's so many clips of him just being insane and funny. There's definitely times when he threatens to put Hyunjin in an air fryer and bake him up, and I don't know, just all this stuff. But he loves Han so much. He's also a butt hunter. He likes to slap some butt, and he will do it whenever he can. He also is one, like if Bang Chan is there, he tries to lift up his shirt all the time and everything.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I just love him. He's an amazing dancer. I love his voice too. He has a beautiful, beautiful falsetto. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll watch a video or something now that I know them a lot better, and I'm like, oh, that was Lino, you know? Yeah, there's just something about his attitude I absolutely love. Like, I love someone like that who's like, meh, 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 but yet you know they've got a heart of gold. He reminds me in that way a little bit of my dad.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like if you just look at my dad, you'd be like, oh no, but then he's like the sweetest human being ever. Yeah.
All right.
And then, oh God, number 3. Oh, they're all wonderful. I think I'm gonna have to go Binny and go Changbin. Okay. I think it's again.
Oh, you're gonna keep that open because I'm gonna tell you why in a second.
Okay.
But go ahead.
So Binny, I just love him also for that duality. So he's an amazing performer. I love his rapping so much. He has a beautiful singing voice too. There's a song of his called Streetlight, which I just really love, which is incredibly sad, but such a good song.
Yep.
Just amazing lyricist. He's so great with all the members too. And just the cutest human being who has ever walked the earth. Like, he just like, I don't understand how he can go and say, and then he's like, you know, I just love that so much. I love that duality so much. He is definitely, like he's the one. It's funny. This is very random and weird. When I went to go see them in Atlanta, I had a dream when I got back that I fell asleep at the airport. Okay. And when I woke up, he was sitting next to me, like protecting me.
Oh, that's adorable.
Like, that's how I see Changbin. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he would be that sort of person in your life.
Like your protector type of situation.
Exactly. Like, he wouldn't like go looking for fights or anything like that.
Right.
But he would absolutely like keep you safe. You know, there's something about him. And he's also incredibly hot. I mean, they all are. What can I say? But yeah, okay, you made me do it. Those are my top 3.
So
yours. I mean, I know what your number 1 is.
Well, listen. The reason I'm asking you this. Oh no, this is about you right now. We're gonna end because it's about you, and I love this because I love putting Kay on the spot. So.
Oh, you're not telling me your top 3.
No. Listen, because you already know, like, it'd be
Felix.
Listen, I love all of them. They're all incredible. But it'd be Felix.
Yeah.
So. We're gonna play a little game.
Oh no!
And we're gonna switch it up because we're gonna make it nice. Because I don't think we're gonna kill anybody.
Oh no!
Who would you marry?
Okay, of these 3.
Listen, who would you marry? Who would you be the home wrecker to?
The home wrecker,
like the side woman, the side piece.
All right.
And who would you Ooh. Okay, side piece, Mary. What would the last one be?
I know. I've never heard this one. I've heard
Because technically it's called Marry, Kill, and it's Marry, Kill, or Kiss, or Marry, Kill, and Shag, as some people say.
Yeah.
But I would say Mary, the side mistress, or the baby mama.
The baby mama. Okay.
I'd
marry Changbin.
Oh!
I'd marry Changbin.
I can totally see that.
For absolute sure, marry Changbin. Side piece, Lino.
Why Lino? Tell!
Because he loves Han. And that's his man. And that's, yeah.
Would that be a throuple?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. And then I'd be Han's baby mom. It was a one-off. It was a night. It was a crazy night with Han and Lino. It just happened. You know, it's a Minsung baby. We don't know whose it is, but we're just going to say
to the side, just eating popcorn line.
Exactly. We're just going to say, and Changbin's going to stand by me.
Oh my God. I'll stand by it.
Exactly. He's going to be like, that's okay. I love you. One night of craziness won't change anything.
I think at the end of the day, what Kay is trying to say is no matter who it is,
yes,
all these members of this group are absolutely incredible.
They are.
They're all capable of greatness. They have achieved greatness, and they're still achieving greatness.
Yes, I can't wait for the new album.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see where they go from here, because they've done so much now, and I think it's just exciting to watch their journey. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and see how far they can go.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what's to come. And you know, like you were saying, they got a new, is it an album or EP?
I think it's an album. I'd have to look at it again.
Yeah.
Mini album, maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe. I'm trying to remember what.
Listen, because
5-star.
Yeah, because 5-star came out first, and now this is going to be Rockstar
in June. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And already I've watched a couple of like the teaser tracks, and that sounds incredible.
It's about to be on and popping.
We love them. And I was so excited to show you some new stuff this
I'm so glad I got to see. And I really love that guide.
Yeah, it was
legit.
great.
Whoever made that guide, shout out to you, because it was.
Yeah.
It like stuff like that is what reignites people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Into getting to know more about their favorite groups and whatnot. And I'm definitely gonna head out of here and listen to some Stray Kids.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, to listen to their new album. It's so good. So good. Well, 5-star.
Yes.
Rockstar in a couple weeks.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys so much as always for coming and checking us out and supporting us. We love you so much.
Love you.
We'll see you next time. Bye.